Over the past few lessons, we've built a solid foundation by creating our dataset, entering data, and learning how to generate descriptive statistics and chart. You may remember that I mentioned we'd move on to testing normality next. However, before we do that, we need to extend our dataset, and this will ensure we are working with the same, more realistic dataset for the advanced statistical analysis that's going to follow later. Today, we are going to expand our dataset by adding new variables and additional participant records. And rather than starting from scratch, I will use a completed version of the extended dataset to guide you, and you will update your own dataset alongside me. Let's get started. Research rarely stays the same from beginning to end. And as a study progresses, researchers often collect additional information. New variables are added, more participants are recruited, and the dataset becomes richer. And this doesn't mean the original dataset was wrong. It simply reflects the natural growth of a research project. Today's lesson mirrors the real-world process. And by the end of today's lesson, you will know how to extend an existing SPSS dataset by adding new variables, configure those variables correctly in variable view, expand the dataset with additional participant records, and save your completed dataset so it's ready for the analysis we will perform later in the course. Let's begin by looking at the dataset we've been using so far. It contains 5 variables: participant ID, age, gender, hours on social media, and GPA. And these variables have served us well while learning the basics of SPSS. However, they don't yet provide enough information for many of the analyses we will perform later. In research, every new variable helps answer a new question. For example, knowing a student's GPA is useful, but adding information such as study hours, sleep habits, stress levels, or academic satisfaction allows us to explore relationships between these factors. And today's goal is simply to prepare the dataset, not to analyze it yet. We're now adding 6 additional variables to our dataset: study hours, sleep hours, stress score, academic level, primary platform, and satisfaction score. Together with our original variables, these will provide a much richer dataset that we will use throughout the remainder of this masterclass. And I've already prepared a completed version of the extended dataset. And instead of asking you to watch me type every field, I will explain how each new variable has been configured. Pay attention to the variable name, type, labels, values where needed, and the measurement level. Once you understand the process, you'll be able to produce it in your own dataset. Before we begin, let's quickly remind ourselves of the variables we already have in our dataset. Our original dataset contains 5 variables: participant ID, which uniquely identifies each participant; the age, which records each participant's age; we've got the gender, hours on social media, representing the average number of hours spent on social media each day; and finally, the GPA, which records each participant's grade point average. So these variables have served us well while learning the basics of SPSS, but they do not yet provide enough information for the analysis we intend to perform later in this course. So to make our data more realistic, I already added 6 new variables, and these are study hours, which records the average number of hours a student studies each day. I've also got the sleep hours representing the average number of hours of sleep each night. Stress score measuring the participant's perceived stress level. Then we've got academic level indicating the participant's current level of study. The primary platform identifying the social media platform that the participant uses most often. And finally, the satisfaction score measuring the participant's overall academic satisfaction. Together, these variables will allow us to investigate relationships, compare groups, and answer more complex research questions in future lessons. Now, there are 2 ways I could teach this lesson. We'll spend the next 20 or 30 minutes typing every single variable, entering every participant record, and asking you to watch me do it. But that wouldn't be the best use of our time. Instead, I've already prepared this version for you. And I will use this completed version to demonstrate exactly how each new variable has been created, including the variable names, labels, value labels, where appropriate, and measurement levels. So your task is simply to follow along whenever you need more time. Pause the video, compare your work with a completed dataset, make any corrections, and then continue when you are ready. And this approach allows you to work at your own pace while ensuring that everyone finishes with exactly the same data set. So the first thing you need to do is to move to variable view. And from what you already have from participant ID up to the GPA. And all that you need to do is to add these other variables. So we've been through this a couple of times, so it shouldn't be new to you. So we've got a study hours. I'll need you to type that. Then, yes, we're going to give it 2 decimal places, which is absolutely fine. Then the label, I want you to type this, the average number of hours spent studying per day. We don't have values. It's none. Column is 8. Depending on how you adjust the column over here, the column number will change. So that is perfectly fine. And the scale we are using is what? The measure we are using is scale. So please do that. Then you do same for sleep hours. 2 decimal places is numeric, average number of hours slept per night. We don't have any, values for that. So make sure you fill that. The measure is scale. Stress score, you do the same. So the label is participant perceived stress score. So make sure you do that. It's none. Then it's also on a scale measure. You have the academic level, which is participants' current academic level, and we do have year 1 to year 4, level 100, level 200, level 300, level 400. So you can adjust it if you don't like the year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. So you put a value here, 1 representing year 1, then you add 2 representing year 2, you add in that order. So once that is satisfied for the academic level, then the measure here is what? Ordinal. So there is some level of what? Increase in here. One is greater than the other. So it should be on the ordinal measure. Then the primary platform, which is the participant most frequently used social media platform. Okay, so with that, I'll need you to do this. So 1 represents WhatsApp, 2 represent TikTok, 3 is Instagram, 4 is Facebook, 5 is X, 6 is YouTube, and 7 is other. So just pause here for a minute. When you're done doing it, then you hit on what? OK. And you put the scale, that is the measure, to nominal. The fact that you are using WhatsApp does not make you better than someone using what TikTok. So it's on a nominal level. Okay. Then we have the satisfaction score, which is the last bit. So we have participant level of academic satisfaction. So over here, we do our labels. 1 is very satisfied, 2 dissatisfied, 3 is neutral, 4 satisfied, 5 is also very satisfied. And that's also going to give you what? Ordinal. So I believe I've done justice to that. So take your time and complete this. So once you finish, I'll need you to come back and check if the variables appear in the correct order here. So participant ID, age, gender, hours in social media, GPA, study hours, sleep hours, stress score, come here, stress score, academic level, primary platform, satisfaction, and all of that. So you would have the first 10 records for the GPA, okay, from participant ID to the GPA. So this is what you have at your end. So yours is to complete this section as well for the first 10 participants. So make sure you complete this. You pause the video, you type exactly what you see on your screen. And once that is done, I'll need you to come and add 5 more participants to it, just like that. Okay, so you pause the video, then you get this done for me. Okay. And once you are done, I don't want you to overwrite, save a new file. So file, then I'll go to what? Save as. Then I go into my SPSS Masterclass. Okay. So I'm going to save it as this. So let me delete this first. Okay. So social media study expanded. And let me add today's date, which is 21st of July, 2026. I'm going to save that. Boom. So we're just controlling the version. I believe that is clear. And now that we've successfully extended our data set, we're ready to move into the next phase of our SPSS journey. And from this point onwards, every lesson will build upon the data set we've just prepared today. And we'll begin exploring the characteristics of our data, preparing it for statistical analysis, and eventually applying a wide range of statistical techniques to answer real research questions. And the time you invested in preparing this data set will make the rest of the course much smoother because we will all be working from the same foundation. And thank you for following along. And before we move on, take a moment to verify your work. Confirm that all 6 new variables have been added correctly. The participant records are complete, the variable settings are accurate, and the file has been saved successfully. Spending a few minutes checking your work now can save a lot of time later. Congratulations, you now have a richer, more realistic research dataset that we will use throughout the rest of this masterclass. In our next lesson, we'll begin exploring this dataset in preparation for statistical analysis. Every technique we cover from this point onward will build on the work you've completed today. Thank you for learning with FITTS. Remember, don't just learn SPSS, learn to think like a researcher. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, kindly do so.